What is up, everybody? My name is Harry Rice. Welcome back to the channel. Today it's a brand new video, and once again we are here with the Habnormals. Up in my right hand corner, we've got the big boy himself, Matt Norton. How you
Don't
doing,
call me
Matt?
fucking fat.
I can do it. I'm fat too.
Cartman.
And in the top left, we got Clint Eastwood joining us on stream for the first time ever.
Hey, I know I'm old, but I'm not that freaking old.
No, we've got Rick from Talking Halves. Rick, how you do?
Okay, man. Okay,
Aside from me calling you really old.
Thanks for the nice intro there.
Oh, I mean, Clint Eastwood. I mean, he's a legendary actor. You're a legendary Hab creator.
And because he's not going to introduce himself, down there is our host, Harry Rice.
Oh, thank you, Rick. I appreciate it. What are we here to do? Wheel. You guys might be asking that if you haven't seen the thumbnail or the title, which if you didn't, how? But we are here to talk about each of our top 5 favorite actors. As you can see, I've got the special background dedicated.
Specify though. See, I wrote it on the thumbnail. Male actors, because I know they don't really like the actress term.
Yeah. So today we're doing the top 5 male actors. We may do favorite female actors in the future. Don't know if we will quite yet, but I'm assuming we will. So today is the top 5 favorite male actors. Yeah, we're gonna do it the same way we've done the last 2. If you haven't checked those out, please do. There's some pretty fun videos in my opinion. Some of my favorite content on the channel in the past couple years.
Yep.
Yeah, so how we're going to do this is, like usual, I believe we started with my number 5. We went to Matt, we went to Rick, and I believe we rotated.
Yeah, no, me second.
It was Rick. It was me, Rick, and then Matt. All right, so
clockwise.
That's how we'll
called clockwise. But I know you younger generation, you don't know how to like a clock. That'd be digital, I know.
I can read an analog clock.
I'm surprised.
All right. So I think we're gonna get right into it with my number 5. It's gonna be weird because I have all the actors here. Don't look at them, chat. Don't look at them. That's rude. But no, I've got all the actors that I have here. You guys can guess which one they are. My number 5 is a guy who I've well respected. I've watched some of his films for about 15 years, actually, 2009. Oh, thank you. Yeah, he's a guy that I first saw in a horror comedy that you guys may or may not be able to tell over there. And I'll pull it out in a second, I think.
No, don't pull it out. It's a family show.
But he's a guy who I've respected
This will be
for
a
a long
final
time.
YouTube video ever.
He's a very funny guy. He's a very he's a very heartwarming guy. Oh yeah, he is very funny. He is very funny, like haha.
Yeah,
he is very funny, like a clown. Like he amuses me.
Laugh out loud funny.
Oh yeah, he's laugh out loud funny. I've seen him in a lot. I have a couple of his films on DVD, a little less than I would have liked to have. My number 5 is Woody Harrelson. You guys could probably tell by the 8 movies of Woody Harrelson I have at the first shelf.
Okay, well, just to say, he's my number 4.
Oh, is he? That was not. We had a very small discussion before we started about if we think there was going to be anybody shared on the lists. I was not expecting Woody Harrelson to be the one that we were sharing, Rick. I'm very happy about that. Oh shit,
that's cool.
Yeah, I'll make my number 5 really quickly then, because I know Rick is probably going to go into a little more.
Do what you're gonna do. I'll do different or whatever. Don't worry about it. It's cool that we got the same. We hit it on the first one. We hit one.
Yeah, I agree. I like that. So I first saw Woody Harrelson in Zombieland, which is a phenomenal zombie horror comedy. I one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time. I'll go back and watch it 3-4 times a year, and it still doesn't get old. Woody Harrelson is fantastic in that film. And it's actually, as well, funny enough, my favorite performance of Woody Harrelson's. He's fantastic in Natural Born Killers and The People vs. Larry Flint. I'm just looking at the movies I've seen and getting the ones that I've actually seen. Really, I've seen more.
Harry's freezing.
Austin, London, 2017. That is a very rare film because it was broadcast, live streamed once. It was a one-take film with one, and I got to give props to him for that real quick. yeah, he's just a really fun guy. He loves weed as well, so how can you not love him? And yeah, just in general, Woody Harrelson.
There's Woody with the weed.
Of the incident with him. Oh yeah. There you go, Woody Harrelson. Yeah, he's a big weed guy. Yeah, Woody Harrelson just in general really.
Harry's having technical.
Can agree with. Yeah, my number 5 is gonna be Woody Harrelson. I'm gonna keep it short and simple, like I said. Favorite film, or first film of his I saw, Zombieland. Favorite performance.
Technical.
Nobody else playing that role at all. So I think we're gonna go to Rick's number 5 already.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch my number 5 and put Woody Harrelson there, just so he, so it doesn't make it redundant when I talk about him. Woody Harrelson, best known role, or for best known roles, I'll say. Woody in Cheers. That's the first time I saw him. We're talking in the 80s.
Cheers ran from he had to come in when Coach, the actor that played Coach, passed away.
Yeah, and they brought on Woody. So
yeah, he was brought in as Coach's
the first time I ever saw him was there. His other and by the way, here's Woody in Cheers. And his other most famous role to me is the picture I just showed, Pot Smoker. He's actually very famous, and he, I think, with Bill Maher and a couple of other comedians, they have a store in LA or something like that. In California, they have they got their own weed, and he's famous for that. All right,
yeah.
Roles that TV roles was Cheers, True Detective in 2014, season 1, the best season of True Detective. There were 4 seasons, 2 were good. First one was great. And White House Plumbers. It's about the Watergate. And it's really interesting because my dad knew one of them. they were in jail cells next to each other in county jail at that time. So, that's good TV. Movies. White Men Can't Jump. That was pretty good with Wesley Snipes. Indecent Proposal with Demi Moore. Natural Born Killers.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really good one. The People versus Larry Flint. No Country for Old Men. But I don't know what he played in. I don't remember him in that movie.
He was like a very minor role, I think.
I guess that's what it was. Zombieland, of course. And there were 2 of them.
That was the first time I ever saw Woody Harrelson was Zombieland.
I didn't see the second one, but the first one was really good. Yeah. I wrote Now You See Me because I saw that. It wasn't bad. War of the Planet of the Apes. He was good in that.
Yes.
And if you haven't seen the Highwayman, if you haven't seen the Highwayman with Kevin Costner, who didn't make my list but almost did, that's a great one as well. It's Woody Harrelson. He's one of those great actors. He can play like almost anything, and from an idiot like Woody to really serious roles, So he makes my list. I'm moving him to 5, but he was on number 4. But 5 or 4 is fine.
Yeah,
Matt, you're next.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So for me, pick this actor. Now, obviously, his most famous role is Lord Voldemort. I went with Ralph Fiennes. To me, I love his ability. Again, he can play really any role. But I love the seriousness he brings to his roles and just really how well he can play his parts. Obviously, he was terrific as Voldemort, terrifying. He was also in the first King. I think it was the most recent Kingsman movie.
Yeah, right. The Kingsman,
the prequel. Right.
Yeah,
and he was the guy that kind of formed it. Very, very good in that. And The Menu as well. If you haven't seen that, with Anya Taylor-Joy, who may or may not be on my list of favorite actors or female actors when we get to that.
Oh,
terrific performance as the head chef in The Menu. Just a really supremely skilled actor. Like one of the most skilled, I think, in Hollywood right now. Just in terms of the research he goes into his roles, the emotion he uses, just everything, the way he uses his eyes, the way he uses movement, the way when he acts. Just a terrific actor.
You went over his movies. Yeah, all right. I don't know. I was thinking something. I don't know what I was thinking. It's Sunday. Give me a break.
We'd rather all be relaxing right now.
I think it's because I usually do these shows, and I got a lot. I was going to take over. Like, oh shit, it's not my show.
It's all good. All good. No problem. No problem. All right. You got anything else about Ralph Fiennes, Matt?
It's actually Rafe. It's not Ralph.
Rafe Fiennes.
Is it Ray?
Yeah. There's no L there.
Mm-hmm. His brother was an American Horror Story in.
I saw his brother in something else too. It's Joseph. Isn't Joseph
really
right?
good? Yes, Josephine Fiennes. Very good actor as well in his own right. But yeah. I mean, for me, like Ray Fiennes, really is the menu that really put him on this list for me. I mean, again,
the English patient.
His role is Lord Voldemort, and he was terrific as that role in the Harry Potter series.
I never liked Harry Potter. First time I ever heard of him was the English Patient. I think he was in the English Patient. No, I don't think I saw.
I don't know a lot of his like older roles, but I
didn't see the
menu and that the Kingsman, the first Kingsman, the Kingsman that was the prequel to the other.
Because the first one movie as well. He wasn't in the first one, was he? He was in the second one.
Not the first or second. This is the third one.
Okay.
I can't remember the name, but it was basically like a prequel movie. He set up Kingsman. He was terrific in that movie.
I don't think I saw the third one.
But the menu was, I mean, my favorite performance from him.
I never saw that.
You got to watch it. It's a psychological, like thriller type movie. He's terrific. Like terrifying as the head chef. Really, really good.
Awesome.
All right.
Ray Fiennes.
Yeah, I'll have to check that one out. I thought it was Ralph Fiennes. I did not realize it was Ray.
By the way, Harry's having technical difficulties.
Again. All right. So on to I believe my number 4 is an actor that I don't.
We didn't hear the name.
Oh no, I'm actually in the camera just so you can get the whole experience of the shelves. It's an actor. I don't know how many people would put them in their top 5 or top 10. I've always loved seeing this guy in a movie. Whenever I see that he's attached to a project, I want to check them out. Even if it's a god-awful project, I always like seeing this guy in it. My number 4 is...
You're frozen the wrong time.
Stifler. I first saw him.
Hang on, Harry. You froze. Nope, we didn't hear who it is.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, it's a Sean William Scott. Stifler from...
Oh, Stifler!
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 Yeah, it's Stifler. It's Sean William Scott from American Pie. That's who my my number 4 is.
Goon. That's right.
That's some technical difficulties going on right now.
Yeah,
he is the guy in Goon. Sean William Scott is... Sean William Scott's one of my favorite actors. I've always enjoyed watching him in a film, whether it's good or bad. I always know he's going to be fun to watch, and I'm going to enjoy his performance. I first saw him in Ice Age: The Meltdown. Weirdly enough, I saw him when I was a little kid in that movie, and didn't know who he was until I was a little older. But
The Rundown, is it the Rundown?
No, The Rundown is the movie next to it with The Rock.
Yeah, with The Rock. Okay. I thought it was
You know, Ice Age: The Meltdown is the animated kids film.
Oh, okay. That's why I don't know it.
Yeah. And of course, I actually like the way you did it, Rick, given their filmography. I'll give a little bit of that. Sean William Scott was first in a movie called Born to Exile. I've never seen it. Not many people hear of it. But of course, he's well known for American Pie, the American Pie films he plays.
First time
Steve
I ever
Stifler.
saw him.
Yeah, he is hilarious in any project he's in, but those films especially, I think. Quick little tangent for me on those films. The first one is really good. I thought the first movie was really, really funny.
Yeah.
Second one was still good. I liked it.
Yeah.
I hated the third one, which weirdly was a Stifler-centric film. I didn't care for it that much. I was excited.
I think you're right.
And then the fourth one was all right. It was a reunion film. You kind of have to hit all the same beats, but it was okay. It wasn't great. And of course, he wasn't in any of the prequel films, so I thankfully don't need to talk about those. Yeah. He was then in Final Destination, which a lot of people I feel like forget that he was in the first Final Destination.
That's why I don't get behind the back of logging trucks.
Oh yeah, that's the second one. Yeah, that's the second one.
Everyone like my age and around there we see those trucks, we get on the fucking other side of the highway. Like, nope, I know what's gonna happen. I'm good.
Oh yeah, but to be fair, there is, I believe, a log that bounces off the truck into the other lane, so you're not safe regardless.
You're not safe anywhere.
Matt does no longer want to drive. No, he was a fatherless nation. He then did a stupid little sex comedy called Road Trip. He then did another stupid sex comedy called Dude, Where's My Car? Which,
okay, but that's not a classic. That's still a classic.
Dude, Where's My Car? Yeah, it's a classic stoner buddy comedy. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember.
Isn't that the one with No and Then? The Chinese food or ordering food? Is that not it?
I think so. That's the one with him and Ashton Kutcher.
It's a classic.
I haven't seen it in a long time. I saw it when I was like 11 or 12 and I liked it. I haven't watched it in about a decade. He was in Old School. He had a cameo in that film.
Oh, he was? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's the guy who tells Will Ferrell that he shot himself in the jugular when he has the tranquilizer dart at the birthday party.
Yeah. Okay,
he's that guy. He did a really funny comedy, martial arts parody comedy called Bulletproof Monk. He has one of the funniest lines in film history. I'm trying to remember exactly I'm gonna butcher it, but I'm gonna paraphrase it. It's something along the lines of you always wondered why there was meaning to life. It's involved. I'm actually not gonna say because I'm just gonna butcher it, but it's involving hot dogs and the packaging that come in. It's a really funny, just out of nowhere line at the end of the movie. It's really, really funny. It's not sexual, but it's a really, really funny, just that would be in this type of movie, wouldn't it? It's a really funny parody of martial arts films. He did The Rundown with The Rock we mentioned, and he did a movie that I actually put with my number 3 actor, but he was in the Dukes of Hazzard remake, which, shoot me, I like it. I think it's a really funny movie. I enjoy it. He did a movie called Southland Tales, which he's really good in that one from what I've heard. I unfortunately haven't seen that one yet. He did Role Models with Paul Rudd, which is really funny. That's a really funny movie. He did a movie, Planet 51, which is an animated kids film. He did Cop Out. Wasn't that great. It's a Kevin Smith movie, so you can take it or leave it. Of course, what he's probably most known for in the last decade or so is Goon. He is Doug the Thug Glatt in Goon, opposite Liev Schreiber in the first and second film. Liev Schreiber's not much in the second film, but yeah, he is. He's fantastic as Doug Glatt. That's nearly one of my favorite performances of Shyamalan. Well, it's one of my favorite, just not my number 1 favorite. Yeah, and recently, unfortunately, his roles have kind of slowed down. He did Movie 43, which...
Movie 43, that was a weird movie, but it was funny, actually, no? With all
I hated 43.
Oh, really? I saw it once.
I couldn't stand it. He did a movie called Just Before I Go, which I've heard is really good. I still need to see it. I need to find a copy of it on DVD. Where he plays, I believe, if I can load it up real quickly. Yeah, he plays this... he plays this guy who tries to commit not alive anymore. We're trying to get sponsorships when we get monetized.
Yeah, certain things you can't say. That's right.
Yeah, he tries to commit unaliving of himself and ends up living with this family. It's apparently a pretty funny, dark, black comedy. I forget if it's a dark comedy or a black comedy, but I think it's a black comedy. He had a cameo in the new Super Troopers 2. He was in The Wrath of Becky, which was really, really, really kick-ass. And yeah, Shyamalan Scott. He's in my books, he's not necessarily one of the greatest actors. But again, yeah, exactly. The top 5 is more so for
favorite. It's favorite.
Who do you almost smile when you see them in a movie and they make the movie better as a result? For me, Shyamalan Scott does that. I love Shyamalan Scott, and he's my number 4.
My number 5, but it's number 4 for this now is
quickly. My favorite performance of his, Dukes of Hazzard. Oh. I forgot to say that real quick.
Well, you kind of did when you introduced. I didn't know he was in that, but yeah, I don't know what it says about you, but you know, I didn't like that. Okay, mine is, if you watch me at all, like my live streams, I've talked about this guy a lot. Timothy Olyphant. Justified. If it's not my favorite TV show, it's in the top 5. I had it in the top 5. It might have been the second favorite. So Timothy Olyphant. I don't know if you've heard of him. You probably have. He's done a lot of stuff. Most famous for Raylan Givens in Justified. And also there was it had ended in 2015. They brought it back for like a sort of a season on its own, separate, Justified City Primeval, and they might be re-upping that Justified. Also very famous for Sheriff Seth Bullock in Deadwood. Deadwood was fantastic. Only 3 seasons. That's with Swearingen. Every second word is fucking this, fucking that. But Oliphant was really good in that. That should have run on longer than the 3 seasons. TV roles. Recently in, if you have Prime, Daisy Jones and the Fix, which was really good. I liked it. He didn't have the biggest role, but he had a very important role, and he's obviously good. Santa Clarita Diet. You guys see that? His wife, who's played by Drew Barrymore, she gets bit by a werewolf, something like that. So she has to eat flesh. She's like the undead, whatever. So and they're married and they want to stay married. So it's the first season was good. I saw a little bit of the second season. I didn't really like it, but Santa Clarita Diet, I believe it is on Prime. He was in 2020 in Fargo. And I'm going, like, I didn't know that. So it must have been a small role in Fargo. Full Circle, which is out on either Prime or Netflix. I just saw that last year. And, of course, Justified and Deadwood. Movies. He was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, one of your favorite movies. Yes.
Yes, he was.
You know, the first time, and I think this is the first time I saw Timothy Olyphant, a movie called Dreamcatcher based on a Stephen King novel. I caught it. Somebody was watching it, so I caught it after it had started. And I don't know, I just really like this guy. He just had, you know, he has that it factor that you want to watch him. That's the first thing. And yeah, Deadwood, the movie. Anything else I didn't really see, which is weird because he's one of my favorite actors, but it's based on Deadwood and Justified mostly. I plan to watch some of his other movies, but, you know, I'll get to them one day. That's it. Timothy Olyphant. Check out Justified. You're going to really like it. And if you don't know about Deadwood and you like Westerns, I don't know. You should know about that. All right, I'm done.
All right. So my number 4 is unfortunately an actor that's no longer with us. But you know, when I first saw him in The Dark Knight, I was completely blown away. Scared shitless at times too.
What role he played?
Yeah, me too.
Oh, sorry. I shouldn't have.
It is Heath Ledger. I played the Joker in The Dark Knight. Just, I mean, one of the best performances I've ever seen in a movie. And, you know, as I said, it's tragically he passed away before the movie came out. But I was happy that he won the Oscar for supporting actor for his performance. I think very well deserved.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the way that he method acted. And I know if you ever look into when the movie was being filmed, he stayed in character a lot. And a lot of times he just did things. And a lot of the reactions you see are like genuine, like these actors like are shitting themselves scared because they didn't know what he was going to do. And that's what made him so great as an actor. You know, he was also in The Patriot as one of the sons of Mel Gibson's characters.
It was a good movie, The Patriot. I like that.
Very, very good movie.
Yeah. Even though it's Mel Gibson, but at the time it was okay.
But again, very good performance in that movie. And then also, I've never seen it, but he was also in Brokeback Mountain, which is very, very critically acclaimed.
Some of that. Yeah. If you're homophobic, though, don't watch it. No. It's not for
very good film, that one, though.
Yeah. Just taken from us way too soon. I mean, he was right in the prime of his acting career. You know, and I can only imagine how many other blockbuster performances he would have had he not lost his life. But I had to throw him on this list really strictly for that performance as the Joker. You know, I think it's one of the best acting performances ever in a film, and he really, really made that movie what it was. And you know, again, he'll be missed a lot. But I had to put him on this list for that performance alone.
How long is he dead now?
2008, 16 years.
Yeah, because he died right before the movie came out.
That's crazy that it's that long already.
Yeah.
And actually, I would like to give a not really fun fact, but a fact. When Heath Ledger died, he was filming The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. They had to completely reinvent what the film was and around Heath Ledger's death, basically. So they had to kind of rewrite and reshoot a lot of the film. I don't know if they did reshoots, but I know they had to do a lot of rewrites for the film to make sense around his character dying. And it apparently ended up being a pretty decent film, from what I heard. I haven't seen it yet, though.
Right.
So, are we moving on from Heath Ledger?
Yeah, number 3 now.
Yep.
All right, my number 3 actually shared a role with Heath Ledger in 2005's Lords of Dogtown. That was a really good segue. I'm really proud of that one.
That was a good segue, though. That is. Technical difficulties.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, thank you. My number 3, like I said, shared a role with Heath Ledger in Lords of Dogtown. He is probably most known for the Jackass TV show and the film series. He started out doing that. He started out just doing random
I know who it is now.
Johnny Knoxville. Every time he's in a movie, I see it just for him. There's like 8 of his films on my watch list. Most of them are strictly because I love Johnny Knoxville. First film I saw him in was Dukes of Hazzard. Funny enough, with
oh, that's who you're talking about. Okay, now I know who was in it.
I believe played Luke.
Luke Duke.
Sorry.
Yeah, he played.
Yeah, he played Luke, and Sean Wingstop played Bo. I should say that.
We apologize for Harry's
Jackass show. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's a little cloudy, a little rainy over in my my area of Quebec, so it might be a little.
It comes and goes though. Comes and goes.
Yeah, weirdly. Knock on wood, seems to be okay now. Now though. But yeah. Johnny Knoxville, like I said, he was known for Jackass. The first film he did was Coyote Ugly. He had a very very small role. His character's name was College Guy. So he was literally just like one of those just walk on for like 2 seconds and you see, oh, hey, that's that guy. He did the CKY videos with Bam Margera. I wish I could say the name of them because it's actually really funny. Let's just say it's Camp, and then the KY you could probably abbreviate. You could probably get the impression from Unalive yourself.
Yeah, okay.
You probably get that. So yeah. He did the CKY videos, which were really, really fun.
It was a different era.
It was, yeah. His first like well-known film that he did was Men in Black 2, where he played a guy who had he was an alien who had a second version of himself on growing out of his neck.
Put that together.
Yeah. He was pretty funny in that. I think he was pretty good. And then of course he did Jackass the movie because the show got canceled because they were pushing the limits on MTV and they got canceled because they couldn't do what they wanted. Actually, Johnny Knoxville quit the show. And the show got canceled as a result. So they elected to do a movie, which was arguably the best decision they could have made for the series, because the first Jackass is pretty good. He did a film called Grand Theft Parsons, which was okay. It wasn't great, but he was good in that one. He did Walking Tall with The Rock. I noticed that my actors in the middle range really like doing movies with The Rock, apparently.
Because The Rock works with everybody.
That is true. The Rock is not discriminatory. He does work with anybody and everybody.
In everything.
Especially in those early days. It's like, you got to roll for me, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Which is a smart business move.
It was. It made him who he is.
Yeah. He did a John Waters movie called A Dirty Shame, which I've heard he's very funny in that one. John Waters, very weird director. So
he's a weird guy. But he's got some good movies.
If you're into weird art house films, you'll enjoy John Waters films. That's a recommendation from your boy Harry Rice. Like I said, he did Lords of Dogtown. Wasn't into too much, but he was in a little bit of that. Like I said, Dukes of Hazzard, Jackass number 2, 2.5, 3D. Their tribute to Evel Knievel from 2008, which is ironic because Evel Knievel did not like the Jackass guys, infamously.
He didn't like anybody though. Evel Knievel. He's not a nice guy, from what I know.
That is true, yeah. Hell of a stunt artist, though.
Yeah.
Technically, he did a movie called Kill Shot, which I forget who that starred. I gotta scroll over it real quick. He did that. It was Mickey Rourke and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I would have put it here, but his scenes were deleted from the final cut, so that's why I technically didn't, but figured it was worth a note. He did The Last Stand, which was a film with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Movie 43, don't get me started on that one. He did Jackass Bad Grandpa. He did Elvis and Nixon.
I like that one. Bad Grandpa one. I actually like that.
Yeah. I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's pretty all right. He did a film called Skip Trace with Jackie Chan, which I need to see how insane that one is. And yeah, recently he's done a couple of more acting roles rather than doing Jackass stuff. He did Action Point, which is
he's become a more serious actor.
Yeah. I say that, and he did Action Point, which is basically Jackass, but not named Jackass. He did a movie called Above Suspicion with Emilia Clarke, and I'm trying to remember the other dude's name real quick. Jack Huston. Jack Huston. He has a bit part in that. Very fucking good in his role. Emilia Clarke, fantastic in that movie.
I think I saw that. I like Emilia Clarke, yeah.
Yeah, Emilia Clarke is a... thank God.
You don't know who she is, by the way. Queen Daenerys in Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, thank God for Game of Thrones existing. You guys know why. Then the Jackass Forever 4.5. He's also, I want to point this out, in a movie called Press Your Luck, which is based on the '84 cheating scandal by Michael Larson, who's the guy who studied all the patterns of the board and was able to rack up over $100,000.
On what show, though? You didn't say what show.
Oh, Press Your Luck. That's
that named after the show. Okay, wasn't sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but the movie named after the show. He apparently has a role in that. I'm looking forward to that. It's also got Walton Goggins and Paul Walter Hauser.
Love Walton Goggins. He's
Maisie Williams, also from Game of Thrones. So Johnny Knoxville really likes working with the Game of Thrones cast members lately, apparently. But yeah, and then of course, like I said, he's known for Jackass. He did a lot of MTV stuff, some Viva La Bam. Matt's gonna love this one. Johnny Knoxville also recently stepped into the WWE ring. He wrestled Sami Zayn at WrestleMania a couple years ago. That is one of my favorite matches. Absolutely hilarious. I'll go back and watch that often. I'm so glad it's free on YouTube. And yeah, Johnny Knoxville's just basically just been living his best life. I love him as an actor. I love him as a stunt performer. I respect the hell out of him and all the Jackass guys. Johnny Knoxville's my number 3. Again, like Sean William Scott, might not be one of the greatest actors, but he's one of those guys I love to see him in any role that he's in. I love Johnny Knoxville.
All right, we can tell though.
Yeah.
I guess I'm next. Just a quick note. I don't have an actor here under 55 years old, and that was Timothy Olyphant. This guy is 93 years old, believe it or not. His name is this guy. You recognize this guy? Robert Duvall. That's
Robert Duvall.
Woo. Robert Duvall.
That's him as Tom Hagen, right? In The Godfather?
Yeah, that's his. I mean, he's best known, I think, as Tom Hagen in The Godfather. Yep. My favorite role of his, just to show a picture, Open Range, Kevin Costner, Robert Duvall. I think that movie, like, I knew who he was. I liked his movies, but I really became like a real big fan of him in there. He's like 70 odd years old doing this role. Great movie, Open Range. I love Westerns. So Robert Duvall, TV series, only one. He's done a few like episodes of shit, but Lonesome Dove, another Western. I'd heard it, like I know it was out there, and I thought it's a TV show, stupid. And somebody got me to watch it, and it's actually really good. And he's good in it, of course. And now here, movies. Surprise, and I bet you nobody knew this because I didn't know this. And I've seen the movie, 1970s MASH. He plays Frank Burns.
Really?
Yeah, I really, what? I did not know that.
No, Frank Burns.
And then 2 years later did The Godfather, which is what he's best known for. Joe Kidd with Clint Eastwood. It's a good Western. The Godfather 2, Network, which was a really good show, and it was Albert Finney, I think I forget who it is, the actor's last role. He did that Unliving thing. After that, won an Academy Award. I didn't really know Duvall was in there, even though I saw the movie as a kid. It came on TV at some point, and I didn't know that. Apocalypse Now, which is I love the smell of napalm in the morning. That's Robert Duvall delivering that line.
One of my favorite Marlon Brando roles too.
Oddly, I don't think I've seen the whole movie. I know I've seen, but I don't think I've seen the whole movie. And it's a war movie, and oddly, I haven't. So that's really.
If I can give a very quick story about Apocalypse Now, by the way.
Go ahead.
Marlon Brando arrived to set a couple weeks late, and he was massively overweight. And they had to film all of his scenes in either extreme close-up or as much as in the dark as they could to hide how overweight he was. And this is where the thing comes in. Apparently, Marlon Brando did not like Dennis Hopper. Because,
I heard that before, yes.
Because when Marlon Brando showed up on set, he refused to read the book that the movie was taking a lot of inspiration from. And Dennis Hopper and him had like a miscommunication because he thought Dennis Hopper was referring to, I think, the script or something. And Marlon Brando didn't take it took it personally. And Dennis Hopper only took the film to share a scene and have his one line with Marlon Brando, and he couldn't even do that. They had to film their scene separately.
Yeah, I remember.
So yeah, I want to share that. I read about that. I thought that was pretty good. Pretty interesting. I mean,
no worries. Another movie. I didn't see this movie, but I read the book many years after the movie came out, knowing Robert Duvall was in the main role. So the whole book was a little better because I could picture the character from the movie, like that kind of thing. The Great Santini. Great book. I love the author who wrote that. And I'm going to one day watch it. I've been meaning to for a long time because he's probably great in it. 1993. I think he's the cop in this. Falling Down with Michael Douglas. That's when a guy just got fed up, grabs a gun, and just starts going through, I think, San Francisco. It's a pretty interesting movie. Rewatched it.
Oh, recently. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It really, the guy just had enough of life, of everybody pushing him around and everything, and he just, broke out. Gone in 60 Seconds. I think he was the mentor of Nick Cage in that. Let's see what else. Open Range, like I said. Jack Reacher. That was the one with Tom Cruise, which I liked, and I'll admit that I liked it, even though Tom Cruise was in it. I don't remember what he was in there. And then this one was, like, for me, a very emotional movie because my dad and I didn't get along well most of our life.
I know this one too.
This one was
Robert Downey Jr., right?
Yeah.
And Robert Downey Jr. is his son. He's a judge in a small town, and it's just they're kind of coming together. It's just really a good movie. My dad's the one who told me to watch it, and I don't regret it at all.
It is a really good. Really, really good movie. It's emotional, though. I agree.
Very emotional movie. Yeah. He's in like the longest list of movies you can imagine because this guy's been around for a long time. But those are the things I've seen him in, and I just love this guy. And I know if he's in it, and I'm gonna watch it, at least his performance is gonna be awesome. So there you go. So Robert Duvall, 93 years old. Can't believe that. I saw a picture of him when I was looking for the pictures, and what he looks like today, it's like it can't doesn't. How is that guy?
Yeah.
So, anyway, I'm done.
So I think my next two guys are also going to be on Rick's list. But for me, my number 3 is Tom Hanks.
Son of a bitch.
No, look, how can you not love Tom Hanks? I mean. Every movie he's been in, he's been masterful in. Not just physically being in the movie, but his voice acting as well. Like I grew up on Toy Story, Polar Express. I mean, just fantastic.
Can I say quick interlude here? So I'm down to my 1 and 2, and I had them in order, whatever. I was doing the other guy, and I went, "Oh, geez,
you were what now?"
Movies. I switched, and then I did Tom Hanks, and I went through all the movies, and it's like the list is that much longer, like of all the. So I went back Tom Hanks for mine. He's my number 1.
Oh shit!
It's okay. I'll do mine after when we get to number 1. I got a long list of his movies and shit. But go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah. I mean, growing up, I mean, I knew who he was. Again from his voice acting in Toy Story, Woody. Just classic. Also in obviously the Polar Express as
I never saw that. I never saw that. My kids never watched it.
Really nice.
Obviously, Saving Private Ryan, I think, is my favorite performance of his.
My favorite movie of all time, I think.
Absolutely stupendous work he did in that movie. He was great in Sully, too, I thought. Really, really good. I mean, like I said, there's a whole laundry list. Man Called Otto, very good in that movie as well.
I didn't see that one.
But yeah, it just every role he's taken, he's just been fantastic. I think he's won a couple of Oscars.
I didn't. You know what? I didn't look at that.
I'm not 1,000% sure. He might have won.
I don't know.
He might have gotten one for Saving Private Ryan. I'm not 1,000% sure though. But I mean, the movie list goes on and on and on. But like, it's for me, his voice acting work in The Polar Express and Toy Story was my childhood. As I got older, started watching his movies that he was in. Saving Private Ryan blew me away. The list goes on, but I think again, his performance in Saving Private Ryan is right up there and one of the best.
Great, yeah, ever. Great movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Okay, I'll do more. I got a longer list. I got a few things I want to say, but I'll save it for.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Harry's next. Down to number 2.
All right, so for my number 2,
I think our number 2s are going to be.
Does that mean these are actually the shittiest actors? Number 2, no.
For number 2 is a guy that I think is going to be on all 3 of our lists. I know for sure it's going to be on Rick's list. Pretty sure it'll be on Matt's list. My number 2 is a guy that I've seen all throughout my life. He's a guy that I first saw in Night at the Museum and RV when I was a kid, and as I've grown older, I've appreciated a lot more of his dramatic roles. He's in one of my favorite movies of all time. My second favorite actor is Robin Williams, and
he's not on my list because I had to take him out. It's on my comedians list.
Yeah, no, me too.
Because there were too many guys. There were just too many.
I have like 5 honorable mentions for this actor. Like, it's not like seriously.
I could have had 5. I didn't, but I could have. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, don't worry. Yeah, so Robin Williams. Where the hell do you start with this guy? I could just say Robin Williams and we can move on. And everybody,
you know what?
Like,
a comedian, and here's what you could say about him: could play anything.
I mean, he went to Juilliard, and I mean, you could tell in every one of his movies, like, holy crap, like this dude is just ridiculous. The amount of raw talent, first of all, and then he went to Juilliard, polished that off. Just for like his
energy and the energy.
Oh man, and we'll get into this when we talk comedians, but
yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Like every time his early stuff, I think he was on coke, but like the energy he had running around the stage.
Yeah, from
telling jokes, it's like, oh my god, this dude go in the bathroom and do like 10 lines before he came out.
But he always had that energy. Good Morning Vietnam, his first movie. I mean, you knew right away he's going to be a great actor.
Vietnam. Oh yeah,
you knew he was a great actor from that first role.
Oh yeah. Of course, his first actual role was first role that people really knew him for was Mork. 2 episodes of Happy Days, and then
Mork on Happy Days and Mork and Mindy, which I had in my TV shows. I think I talked about it anyways, right?
I believe you did. Yeah,
Happy Days.
I did Happy Days.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, you did. Yeah. The first film that he actually did that got really noticed was Popeye, which
that was not a good movie.
It was horrible.
Wasn't good. But
I do not like ending movies early. I ended Popeye early. I couldn't watch it.
It was unwatchable. It was literally unwatchable.
It literally was. Yeah, like I was like, okay, maybe it'll be like a kid's film. We can at least make fun of it. It was just so boring. It was
horrible.
It was not. I will say though, it does give the one good thing about Popeye. It gives us the song "He Needs Me" by Shelley Duvall. That ends up being in Punch Drunk Love, and it works much better there than it does in Popeye. I can guarantee. I haven't even seen the scene that's in Popeye, but
just remind everybody: Punch Drunk Love, Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, it is a great Adam Sandler film. Yeah. And then like you said, Good Morning Vietnam, robbed of the Best Actor Oscar. Should have won at least one of those
because he was a comedian, and that's the reason why he didn't win it, because he should have won it.
Yeah. Dead Poet Society, which he then again got nominated for Best Actor.
Captain.
Yeah.
They really like nominating him, but not giving him an Oscar.
I would say Good Morning Vietnam, that's probably the best known role for him. Like if you think of him, it's that. But I think Dead Poets Society is probably right there with it when you think of
Good Will Hunting's right there too.
Yeah. And fun fact, Dead Poets Society. I don't know how many people actually know this. Very young Ethan Hawke was in that film. Apparently,
yes, I knew that.
I watched that movie. I didn't realize that was Ethan Hawke I was watching. I was like, this kid's really good. Who is he? And I found out like last year. Like, holy shit, that's Ethan Hawke.
I rented that from Blockbuster. No joke.
What's Blockbuster?
What's Blockbuster?
No,
that's
of course I know.
That's how old you and I are. We remember Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Oh no, I know Blockbuster. Believe me. Did a movie Cadillac Man with Tim Robbins, which I still need to watch because the plot of it sounds incredible.
That's not bad. It's not great, but not bad.
Love both the guys in there, so I think I'd probably like it. Of course, he was Hook, Aladdin, Mrs. Doubtfire, which is one of his best roles in my opinion.
Yeah.
I love Mrs. Doubtfire. I've seen that movie so many times.
Yeah. I mean, how could you not love the genie in Aladdin?
Drive-by fruity.
I can't love the genie because I've still never seen Aladdin.
You never seen Aladdin? Really?
No, I know about the Robin Williams gags in that film, but like aside from Robin Williams, I feel like there's not much interest for me to watch the film.
No,
I'm sorry, Matt.
No,
I'm sorry, Matt. Let me rub your back. Let me rub your back.
You would like that. He was
great.
Great.
Now I'm like seriously concerned. Like, have you not seen Aladdin?
Really? I'll tell you, I've not seen Aladdin, but I have seen
voice.
Yeah.
Ever. Oh my god!
I'll tell you, I've not seen any of the three. I've not seen any of the 3 Aladdin films with which Robin Williams voiced the genie in all 3 of them, I believe. For some reason,
Sinbad did one of them.
I think the last
he did the second one. Robin Williams.
But the first one,
Sinbad did the third.
First did the first and second, and then Sinbad did the third. Yeah. I'll tell you, Matt. Though I've not seen Aladdin, but I have seen Francis Ford Coppola's Jack.
No, he did. Listen, he did some bad movies.
Oh he did. And that is one of them.
Great.
And finally, I'm glad he finally got his Oscar for Good Will Hunting too. Fantastic performance in that as well.
Best Supporting Actor. Unfortunately, not Best Actor. He probably should have gotten Best Actor for that. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
well, he wasn't the lead though. Matt Damon was the lead in the movie.
He stole the movie a bit though.
Oh, he did.
Like you said, Good Will Hunting, Patch Adams, which I'll take it or leave it. It's not really that good of a movie.
Okay. With Robert De Niro, oddly, right?
For Robin Williams, which is that 2002 year, I'm gonna say it might have been the best year for Robin Williams because not only did he make his return to Broadway, return to stand-up,
technically difficult,
been his best stand-up special.
Which one was it?
He also did.
Which one?
Robin Williams. I actually pulled it out. Robin Williams live from Broadway. Robin Williams.
It's somewhere. I have Robin Williams. I have Robin Williams live at the Met. Like the VHS of it.
Live at the Met, yeah.
Oh shit,
yeah, that's one of the best.
Yeah, live at the Met. That one's also pretty good.
I'd like to thank my father for coming. One of my favorite first line, like that. He led off with that, didn't he? Pretty much.
I think so. Yeah.
Great.
Holy shit! And it just fucking goes up from there. Like holy shit. Like most comedians, that would be like, oh, that's like their closer. That's a phenomenal joke to end with. Robin Williams just casually opens with it.
And I think I watched it. I think my dad was sitting behind me, so that made it even funnier.
But Robin Williams 2002 was great because not only did he make his return to stand-up after I think it was like something like 15 years not doing stand-up.
Really?
He did, and we're going in reverse order for this. He did Insomnia, which is a Christopher Nolan film.
Yeah.
Phenomenal in that film.
And you can hardly recognize him. It's like you wouldn't think of Robin Williams in a role like that. And he pulled it off.
Yeah. And which is impressive because it's Robin Williams. You can tell by the face it's Robin Williams. It is not Robin Williams in that film.
He played the bum in that movie, right?
He plays the
bad guy. He was the bad guy.
Yeah.
Or not the bad guy, but there was didn't he play like a hobo in a movie too? I can't remember the name.
Wasn't that Moscow on the Hudson? No, that wasn't. He wasn't a hobo.
No, that was Joe Pesci, I think.
I might have been Joe Pesci. I'm thinking of someone.
Oh.
I thought it was Robin Williams.
You also
know what film.
1 hour photo. Very similar.
I was about to get to that one, right?
Okay, because that same kind of role, like
the Fisher King.
Of the Fisher King.
Fisher King, yes. And he played the hobo.
Yeah. Another one he got nominated for.
He got nominated for that. That's right. Yeah.
Really good.
But yeah, that 2002, like I said, for Robin Williams, The Stand-Up, Insomnia, Death to Smoochie, which is massively underrated. That is a really funny film.
I couldn't watch it.
I really liked it. To be fair, I'm a fan of like all the actors in that movie. I love Edward Norton. I love Robin Williams. I love Danny DeVito. There's a couple others I'm forgetting, but that's a hilarious film. Where sorry,
Jon Stewart's in that.
Yeah, Jon Stewart's in that he has a bit part in that, I think. For those who don't know, real quick, that movie is about Edward Norton or Robin Williams, who gets bribed by kids' parents to put their kids on his show and to get them a little more screen time than the other kids. He gets caught and fired. The studio ends up hiring Edward Norton, who's this incredibly just innocent guy who is genuinely pure-hearted. He's doing it for the kids. And Robin Williams is trying to fucking murder him. Yeah. That's the basic plot of the film. And if that doesn't get you hooked, Robin Williams is just being Robin Williams.
I didn't like it. I couldn't get into it. Let's put it that way.
I did like it. I went into it expecting a dark comedy, and I got a dark comedy. I
guess that is what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very dark. It could be a black comedy. I think it'd be more of just a dark comedy. And then, as Rick said, Robin Williams' greatest performance in my books, 1 Hour Photo, also released in 2002.
You love Robin Williams. You want to see a great performance, and my cousins met him when he was filming this. He was filming Mork and Mindy at the time. I think this is his first movie, The World According to Garp.
Oh, that is not his first movie. That's one of his first movies.
Not only is that a good movie, it was a great book. And he was absolutely perfect. When I read the book first, then the movie came out after. He was you couldn't pick a more perfect person to play Garp.
Oh shit! Wow.
Yeah, check that out. It was one of his first movies, and it was filmed in my hometown where I was born, in Poughkeepsie, New York. My two cousins happened to meet him. They were filming, and they were driving by. They stopped, and they got to meet him.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah,
I forgot about Garp. Great movie.
Yeah,
he's so perfect as Garp.
I will say that was his third movie. His first movie was "Can I Do It Till I Need Glasses?"
Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't see it, but I love the title.
Yeah, and of course it's a sequel to "Can I Do It?" If you don't stop it, you'll go blind. Of course,
makes sense.
Yeah,
a very young Robin Williams. That's a
very young Robin Williams indeed. Yeah, yeah. So that 2002 again, 1 Hour Photo, phenomenal film. I love Robin Williams in that film. And here's the thing, it's one of my favorite movies, but it's probably because of Robin Williams. He is perfect in the role of Cy Parrish in that film. If you put any other actor in that role, I don't think it works as well. Robin Williams works because he has that innocence to him, but he also has that dangerous, you can tell he can tick at any time within that character.
Oh, yeah.
It's a phenomenal movie because of Robin Williams. It's very much one of those films where the film is very focused on the main character, and that is why you're checking the film out. You're not watching it for the story, which the story is actually pretty good, and you're not watching it for anything else. You are watching it for Robin Williams, and it's well deserved.
Yeah.
He also did Robots. He had a cameo. Okay, well, not really a cameo, but he was himself in the Aristocrats documentary. He did the Night Listener, which I just realized I forgot to put up here. So, but he did the Night Listener. He did RV, Man of the Year, Everyone's Hero, Happy Feet, Night at the Museum, all in 2006. Which, holy shit! License to Wed, he was in that. World's Greatest Dad, which is a fantastic, really funny movie. Which to describe it really quickly, it's another black comedy. It's about Robin Williams, who plays this writer. Right, but he doesn't really have a book that's popular as he wants, and his son ends up dying from autoerotic asphyxiation. And firstly, already you can imagine,
it's a little like Omen-esque
writing this memoir or something in the style that basically acting like his son wrote it, and it gets really popular, and he's trying to deal with the but it's one of those where It's a very dark film, but it's one of those where you watch it for Robin Williams. It's hilarious. It's a really, really good film.
Technical difficulties.
Oh, there we go. We're back, I think.
Yeah, you're back.
All right, yeah. But yeah, so again, World's Greatest Dad, very, very good movie. I don't know
I didn't see that one.
how much expected black comedy, dark comedy, very funny. And yeah, Robin Williams, phenomenal actor, phenomenal comedian. Real quick.
Phenomenal technical difficulties.
Shout out to oh shit. I will say really quickly.
Go on.
I do want to give one last praise to Robin Williams because everybody praises Robin Williams. So I didn't intend for this one to go on as long as my number one will be, but I have to praise Robin Williams for the 200th episode of Law and Order that he guest starred in. It's called Authority. He plays a guy, Merritt Rook or Merritt Rock. I think it's Merritt Rock. He plays a guy who I can't even describe. It's very similar to 1 Hour Photo's character in that. He is fantastic in that episode. He is incredible in that. It's the only Law and Order episode I've seen. He's phenomenal in that episode, and I think he deserved. I believe he won an Emmy for his performance in that episode. Phenomenal, great in that episode.
All right, my turn.
Yes, indeed. We can finally move on from
so we're on number 2. That was your number 2?
Yep. Yes, indeed.
All right, so my number 2, when I was writing this all up, I said, "Oh man, I can't believe how many movies of his I've seen and all that." And I was going to make him number 1, but I had to put him back because my number 1 had more. So this guy is 69. He comes from Mount Vernon, New York. He had, I'll tell you it's Denzel Washington.
Yep, it's my number 2.
That's from Training Day. And that
glory.
This picture from this scene is probably, I'll read you what I wrote. One of, if not the most powerful scenes I've ever seen in my life. When he was being whipped like that, and he's just standing there, just looking at the guy. I don't think I've seen anything.
Is that Glory?
Powerful. Eh? Glory.
That's Glory. Yeah,
Glory. He won an Academy Award, and that's based on that. I mean, he was great in it, but that scene was so powerful.
Absolutely.
He's being whipped, and he's just looking at the guy. Tears coming down, but he's no expression, just looking at the guy because he's mad at that guy. I think it's Matthew Broderick's character.
Yes.
He's looking at. But that is so powerful. Denzel Washington, basically, if it says Denzel Washington's in it, watch it because it's good.
I agree. We'll kind of both do this because Denzel Washington's my number 2 as well. But yeah, I don't think there's been any movie of his that I didn't like.
That I've seen. Like I haven't seen all of his movies, but like everything I've seen, I like because he can play anything. He can play a white guy, and if I'm not wrong, if I'm correct, there is one of the movies on my list where it was written for a white guy. They wanted Denzel, and he played it. And, and that back in a time when that meant something, like it was a big thing, So, Oscar winner for Glory and also for Training Day. So the 2 pictures I showed. TV show that you probably never heard of or don't know. He was on one TV show from 82 to 88. That's when it ran. I don't think he was on every season, but St. Elsewhere. Great hospital drama in Boston taking place. Howie Mandel, he was in that. I can't remember, but just great TV show. And I think that's where he basically, from there, he jumped into movies and never looked back. His first movie I remember him in, I don't know if I saw the whole thing, but A Soldier's Story in 84, 89, Glory. He played Private Silas Tripp, so check that out. Mo Better Blues in 90. Malcolm X.
Glory's based on a real regiment too.
Yeah, it's based on. Dramatic. They don't know but based on that regiment.
Yeah, it's the very first, I think, fully African American regiment in the history of the country. Yeah,
and they played a pretty big key role in that war too.
Yep. Yeah, no, they did. Morgan Freeman was great in that movie too.
Glory, yeah. Listen, Matthew they're all good in it. But I mean that
they really are. No, I agree. That scene
powerful, emotional scene think I've ever seen. Like crazy good. I think that one was where that's it. Everything Denzel Washington does, I want to see, which I haven't done. But I mean, he's just great. Whatever. Malcolm X, which I don't think I saw, like scenes maybe, but I didn't see the whole thing. The Pelican Brief, which I think was a John Grisham book, very good. Philadelphia. Now that's a Tom Hanks movie, but I think he played a lawyer.
He played Tom Hanks as a lawyer.
Yeah, so I mean, two great, my 1 and 2 actors, and I know for Tom Hanks that shot him into.
Oh yeah, that shot him into superstardom. I mean,
as a serious actor because
for both of them, but yeah, I think that's one of the best. Again, another one of those, just one of the best performances.
About AIDS. It was when about AIDS basically.
Yeah.
Crimson Tide, which was really good. Fallen, The Hurricane, about one of my favorite songs too is Bob Dylan's The Hurricane. I think they used it in that movie. Training Day won Academy Award. Man on Fire, Inside Man, The Book of Eli. I really like that. You guys see that Book of Eli?
Yeah.
Flight, Two Guns with Mark Wahlberg.
Yep.
Seen that a few times now. Really good movie. The Equalizer 1, 2, and 3. Great. Love The Equalizer.
Absolutely fantastic. Yep.
It was a role. I liked the movie. I don't know that he was right for it. The Magnificent Seven, a remake of the old Western. I don't think he was right for that, weirdly. And then another one that he did that he was so out of place. The Tragedy of Macbeth. So that's a William Shakespeare play. They did the movie, the old movie. They did a remake sort of it. I don't know. He didn't fit in it for some reason. So that's the only complaints on him. Denzel Washington, like I said, can play anything. And
yeah, he was really good. Movie I saw him in. You didn't mention it, but I want to mention it because again, just fantastic. Viola Davis was fantastic in it as well, but he was in Fences. Played the dad.
You know what? I downloaded that and I never watched it. And I was looking at it in the list and I never watched it.
And James Earl Jones played that character in the play. Again, a fantastic performance, but Denzel Washington was great in Fences as well.
You go ahead now. You take over. Do your Denzel stuff.
But yeah, I mean, I think you're absolutely right. I think if you're looking to see a movie and you see Denzel Washington's name as one of the actors in it or the star, like go see it. It's worth it. Yeah. I think one of the greatest actors of all time. Certainly one of the greatest actors of his generation. Like, yeah. I think that goes without saying.
One of the greatest all time. I looked up the 100 greatest. He was on the top, near the top of that list.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just that good. And he can make you laugh. He'll make you cry. Like, he can just do it all. He really can.
Tug the heartstrings, get all the emotions going. Just a great, phenomenal actor. All right. So we just did 2 together there. We're on number 1. Number 1.
Yeah. All right.
Number 1.
So this is a weird way to transition away from Denzel Washington. My number 1 actor is a guy who I've seen as well since I was a little kid. I've watched all of my actors, my top 5 favorite actors. Since I've seen them in roles since I was a kid. I really don't know how to talk about this guy because he's so polarizing. There's a lot of movies that
it's not SpongeBob, is it?
No, it's not Tom Kenny. Don't worry. A lot of people love this guy. There's a lot of people who hate this guy's guts. I absolutely love him. I've loved at the very least. If I don't like a movie he's in, I love his performance at the very least. My number 1 favorite actor of all time is Adam Sandler.
I'm not surprised at that because I think you said it, but I'm not surprised that it's Adam Sandler.
Yeah. I don't know what it is exactly. I just love Adam Sandler. I love the fact that he can play comedic so well and then go play dramatic, and he's just as good, if not better, when he's in a dramatic film. I absolutely love Adam Sandler. He, of course, got his start in Saturday Night Live. He, of course, did variety of characters. He actually got to start on the Cosby Show. He played a character for 4 episodes of that, and then
true. You know what? I remember that. Unfortunately, it was Cosby, but yeah, I remember.
Yeah. And then he went on to Saturday Night Live. He was there for 5 years. He was very solid.
Song.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of great stuff from Adam Sandler on Saturday Night Live. His first movie was a film that I don't think anybody saw. I still don't know if people have seen it. It's called Going Overboard, which is about him as a comedian who's on a boat. That's basically the plot of it.
Okay, never heard of it.
He had a small role in the Coneheads film, which was a spinoff from Saturday Night Live, one of the 78 billion of those that were released in the 90s.
It was a dumb movie,
he then did another Head movie. He did Airheads from 94, which is a really funny movie. I think that one's very underrated. For those who don't know what the plot of that is, he is the drummer. Brendan Fraser's the lead singer and the guitarist, and Steve and Steve Buscemi is the bassist. They are part of a band, a trio called, of course, the Lone Rangers, which is already hilariously stupid.
I saw that on VHS.
Yeah, they end up hijacking a radio station to get their demo played. However, it ends up getting destroyed. What the hell do they do now? They just hold it up they just hold the people in there hostage, and they just try to get whatever they can, and they try to be famous. It's a very, very funny movie. I really enjoy it. It's a stupid, dumb comedy, but I find it really funny. Then, of course, he shot up, Adam Sandler shot up into stardom with Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, The Wedding Singer. He had a cameo in Dirty Work. Shout out Norm Macdonald, rest in peace. Waterboy, I haven't seen it.
Waterboy was a big movie for him.
Water sucks. It really, really sucks.
Yeah, Big Daddy. He had a cameo. Voice cameo.
Was funny. I like that.
In Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo, he had a voice cameo in that. Of course, Little Nicky. He was in Joe. I don't believe he was in Joe Dirt. I think he was just a producer, but it's listed in his filmography. He had a cameo in The Animal. Then he decides, you know what? I'm tired of getting shit on. The last 4 of my movies people haven't liked, except for Big Daddy. I'm going to do a serious movie. He did Paul Thomas Anderson's Punch Drunk Love, which is just phenomenal film. Absolutely love that movie. He's so awkwardly incredible in that film. He works as Barry Egan in that film. He is the only actor I can see in that role. And in that same year, he decided to do Mr. Deeds. So in the same year, he does. Yeah, it's a remake of
Mr. Deeds was kind of eh.
I'm trying to remember what the original film was called, but but it's a remake. It stars Adam Sandler and the always beautiful Winona Ryder. 2 reasons I had to see the movie already. I liked it. I thought it was fun. John Turturro as well. Love John Turturro and anything he's in. Shout out Big Lebowski. Don't fuck with the Jesus. He did 8 Crazy Nights, which not that good. He had a cameo in Pauly Shore's Dead. Unfortunately, not the case. He did Anger Management, which was really funny. I really like Anger Management. Him and Jack Nicholson.
And witty.
He did 51st. How do I?
51st.
That's one of Alicia's favorite movies.
That was a good movie.
51st Dates.
How do I not have 51st?
That's an omen.
Then. All right. Well, he did 51st Dates. Who cares about Spanglish? He did 50.
Technical difficulties.
Longest Yard. He had another cameo in Deuce Bigalow. European Gigolo.
Yeah, I liked the remake. It was good.
Longest Yard was good.
Yeah, I liked it.
I did like Longest Yard. Longest Yard. There's 5 wrestlers in that movie. Grown Ups as well. Steve Austin's in the second one. But Longest Yard, very good remake. I think it does the original justice. And also, Burt Reynolds is in it. How can you not love Longest Yard?
Yeah, it was good.
The first film I saw Adam Sandler in, Click, very, very funny movie in my opinion.
Yeah, Click was good.
Very, very, a lot of heart in it in the last half.
There's been plenty of times in my life where I wish I had one.
Oddly works. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's one of those films that definitely gets you thinking.
Yeah, when Alex starts to talk, or Matt, they talk too long. It was great.
Yeah, Click, funny movie. Reign Over Me, which is another really like that might be the most serious film he's done. It just in terms of like the plot of the film. He plays a homeless man who loses his family during 9/11, and he
that's a dark film though too.
Yeah, and he tries to reconnect with or he ends up reconnecting with an old friend played by Don Cheadle, who fantastic actor as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard great things about it. I need to watch it, but it's one of those films you really got to be in like a mood to see it. So.
Oh yeah, no, it's a downer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit of a downer. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't mess with the Zohan. We were talking about that one earlier, Rick.
Yeah, I like the Zohan.
Yeah, he did bedtime stories for the kids. Any kids watching this? He did bedtime stories.
I like Uncut Gems. I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah, Uncut. He's been a very big Netflix actor recently, which I'll talk about that in a second. He did Funny People, really another series film. We'll get to that.
That was filmed here in Massachusetts.
I didn't know that actually. Funny People
in Salem, like 2 towns away.
Oh shit, nice. Funny People. I really like that film. It's a great film about Adam Sandler. Very almost kind of autobiographical in a way. It feels very much like a lot of the plot is based off of Adam Sandler's like career. But he's great in that movie. He plays a guy who ends up getting a comedian who ends up getting cancer. It's a really, really interesting film. Of course, Grown Ups, which I like them. I think they're good movies. I don't care what people think. I think they're good. He did Jack and Jill, which obviously the greatest movie of all time, obviously. Hotel Transylvania, Grown Ups 2, of course. He did Pixels, which not that good. He did The Do-Over, which I thought it was silly fun. Sandy Wexler, he's very much been on Netflix recently. The Merowitz Stories, New and Selected, which I think is a great, great movie. I really, really love that movie. Adam Sandler, Ben Stiller, Dustin Hoffman. If you want to respect Ben Stiller as an actor, Merowitz Stories is the movie to check out because I thought he was really good in that one. Murder Mystery, which that's what I wanted to do after watching that movie. Uncut Gems, which Matt mentioned, phenomenal movie. Uncut Gems is it was best described, and I think this is actually very accurate, a 2.5-hour panic attack. That is what Uncut Gems is. It's a fantastic film starring Adam Sandler. It's got Julia Fox in it.
KG's in there.
Plus there.
Steve's time. Kevin Garnett's in the movie.
Yeah, Kevin Garnett is in there. Lakeith Stanfield, who, for those who don't know who he is, I believe he's Miles Morales in the Spider-Verse films. I know he's in those films. I don't know if he plays Miles Morales. I know he's in those films, though. I can actually look it up real quick because I'm on Wikipedia. Lakeith is... Oh, no, he plays... He's not in those films. I'm sorry. I am very dumb. I don't know what movie I know Lakeith from, but I know he's in the movie. Uncut Gems. That's clear where I know him from. Hubie Halloween, which I thought was okay. Wasn't great. I like Adam Sandler, though. He did Hustle, which I've heard is very good. Murder Mystery 2. He was in a film which he made for his daughters, You Are So Not Invited to My Bar Mitzvah, which, you know what? That's fun. He's getting his daughter's role. He's getting the money. That's cool. I like seeing that. Spaceman, which I'll take it or leave it. And yeah, that's what he's done so far. Adam Sandler's made a career out of, at least in this point, the later point of his career, or at least, during the roughly around the Click era to probably about the time he went to Netflix. I'm just going to do movies where I want a vacation, and I'm going to get my friends money. I'm going to get my friends role, make them some money.
Yeah, and he hires, he always hires friends.
Always. Yeah, he always, Rob Schneider, David Spade, Chris Farley when he was alive. If he was still alive, you can imagine Farley would still be getting hired in his films.
Yeah. Kevin James
is Kevin James. Chris Rock for a while was really in a lot of his films. Love Chris Rock, by the way. Love Chris Rock. Fuck Will Smith. Just in general, Adam Sandler, great guy. He seems like a really fun guy to meet. Love his films. Absolutely.
Did I hear a rumor right that they're doing
Happy Gilmore 2? Yep. They are indeed working on a Happy Gilmore 2. It has officially been announced by Netflix, so I'm very excited for that.
Yeah,
it sucks they couldn't do that. It sucks they couldn't do that when Chubbs was still alive, but
Yeah.
you know, and Norm Macdonald. But you know what? I think they'll make it. Decently.
Carl Weathers just recently passed away too, right?
Yeah, like last year. I'm pretty sure. Last year, I think. Yeah.
Who? What?
No, Carl Weathers plays way more recent.
Yeah, unfortunately, last year, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He died 2 months ago.
2 months ago. Wow, that.
Oh, yeah, February 1st.
That stings. Holy shit.
Fortunately, like the day after my dad left us.
Oh shit. But to wrap up on Adam Sandler again, great actor who can kind of do everything. He can kind of do everything, and yeah, like I said, the first film I seen him in was Click. My favorite performance, Punch Drunk Love, at least so far. But Punch Drunk Love right now is my favorite performance from Adam Sandler, and yeah, I think we can move on to Rick and Matt's number ones, and
technical difficulties. All right, my number one is Matt's number 3, Tom Hanks, but I'm going to go a little more in depth in here. So he's 68, was born in California, Concord, as a matter of fact. Best known for 2 roles, in my opinion. Where's the first one? Wait a second.
One's going to be Woody.
Yeah, okay. No, I just blanked there. So best known for probably, though, Forrest Gump. Life is like
how'd I forget Forrest Gump?
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what
you're gonna get.
And then Sheriff Woody, of course, in Toy Story, because even though it's just a voice role, but I mean, he's well known for that. Kids, probably in the billions across this planet, know who he is based on that role, I think. All right.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Tom Hanks. I just like. He's the actor in my favorite movie, Saving Private Ryan. And so many movies of his that I've seen that I really like. So let's go over, starting with TV, one TV series. He's done a couple of, non-recurring roles, I guess you could say. But Bosom Buddies, first time I ever saw him. This was on from 80 to 82. He was definitely an unknown. He played him and his friend. They couldn't afford college, or I don't know what. No, not college, but to board. To live there. So they dressed as women, got into a women's fraternity, and that's what the story was about. How they got away with it. It wasn't a great show, but that's when I first heard about him. All right. After that, he got into the movies, and he did a bunch of comedies that aren't really even worth mentioning here, to be honest with you. They were so-so at best. Splash may have been the best one. I don't know. Then he did a movie called Nothing in Common with Jackie Gleason. And like Robert Duvall with The Judge, where the father-son thing, that's what this was about. It was father-son. They didn't really even speak for many years. And then for some reason, he has to go back home and take care of, I think the mother dies, and he has to take care of his father, who's in a wheelchair and got all kinds of problems, but they don't get along, and that's what it's about. It was like me and my dad, and that's why I think I liked it. But it was good. And then he did Big, which was a big movie. Him dancing on the big piano keys.
Yeah.
That everyone knows.
Big pedophile movie.
Was it? What sort? I guess. Yeah, that's right.
He's a 13-year-old. No. He's in a grown man's body.
Yeah, okay, but he's in a grown man's body, so she didn't know this.
No, but I mean,
okay. So it's like sort of. He did a movie. I don't think it was big, but it was pretty good. Punchline with Sally Field. Plays a comedian, and they both play comedians. They get this not a love relationship, I don't think, because she's older than him. And anyways, not a movie I don't think too many people saw. Turner and Hooch with a dog. Good movie, maybe not, but I love dogs, and it was pretty good. And then A League of Their Own. There's no crying.
There's no crying in baseball.
So that, that's a famous line from that. Good movie. I liked it. Sleepless in Seattle with Meg Ryan. Kind of a, like a saccharine sweet movie, but like big. And then he did Philadelphia same year. That was 93, by the way. And like I said, that's where he became, to me, a true movie star, was Philadelphia. Because he was sort of on the edge. You know, he had big movies. He had big movies, but he became that big movie star. The next year, Forrest Gump. 2 years later, Apollo 13, which wasn't bad.
I like that movie a lot.
It was pretty good. And then Toy Story hit them. So 96. And then 2 years later, Saving Private Ryan, my favorite movie. I think of all time, that's my favorite movie. The Green Mile, Stephen King.
Oh,
book.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
With what's the big black actor guy?
Michael Clark Duncan.
Michael Clark Duncan, yeah. Good movie, and it was a good book, too. Castaway, huge.
Wilson!
Yeah, with Wilson. Wilson, the soccer ball. It's a soccer ball, right?
Volleyball,
yeah.
Oh, okay, well, I don't know. I can't tell the difference. That was supposed to be a joke, but it really wasn't. Road to Perdition. I don't know if a lot of people saw that or you guys saw it. So it was one of his first kind of tough guy roles, which you wouldn't think that you don't think about him that way. And he played kind of like a mobster hitman. I think that's what he was. And he had to protect his son for some reason. I forget why. I forget. It was a good movie. The Terminal, shot here in Montreal at Mirabel Airport. And my favorite line from you guys see it, The Terminal?
Yeah.
So he plays a guy that an immigrant comes to whatever, I don't forget the country, I guess the U.S. And he can't get through immigration. He's stuck at the airport for, I don't know, a long time. He lives there for whatever. So they finally bring him into the immigration office or something. And ahead of him is a guy, I don't know, something to do with goats. And so they ask him something about it. He goes, he love, what is it? He love his goat. And I love the way he delivers the line, and it's always stayed with me. And it's stupid, but hey, that's me. Da Vinci Code, 3 different movies, I think, for the Da Vinci Code. They were pretty good. Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons. Oh, and I didn't write down the goddamn third one. Anyways, Bridge of Spies was pretty good. I like that. Sully, Bridge of Spies was pretty good. I like those kind of movies. I think it was after the fall or before the fall of the Berlin Wall. So, and he was a U.S. Diplomat, whatever. Inferno, that was the third Da Vinci Code. The Circle wasn't bad. And The Post, I don't know why I wrote it here. I don't remember that one. News of the World, this was interesting. He plays it's a Western, but he's a guy that goes from town to town and brings the news and tells it orally like that. And he meets this little girl on the road, and he has to protect her because people are trying to kill her. And then this one I'm throwing in for Lou, my ex-wife. He played Colonel Tom Parker in Elvis. I didn't see it, but she didn't want to see the movie because of the guy that played Elvis. She didn't like him. I don't know why. Honestly, I don't know why. He's a good actor. And but she got respect for it when she finally saw it. She liked it because of the way they portrayed Colonel Tom accurately. The way she kind of wanted it to be portrayed, and he did that. And that's all I got on Tom Hanks. I just like his movies. He's a guy that can do anything, you know? And I've been watching him since the 80s, so that's another thing. And that's it. That's it besides honorable mentions.
Yeah, so on to my number one, and this guy, for me, is, I think, the greatest actor to ever live. Been around forever. I believe he's got to be close to his 90s if he's not in his 90s. 1 second here.
94?
Oh no, he's 86. So he's getting up there.
Not who I thought.
Academy Award winner. Acted with the great Katharine Hepburn back in the day. But for me, my number one, and it was my dad's favorite actor too, is Anthony Hopkins. Or Sir Anthony Hopkins. I think we all know his most well-known role was Dr. Hannibal Lecter in The Silence of the Lambs.
Who apparently Trump thinks was a great person.
I never heard that.
Yeah, he actually mentioned him. The late, great Hannibal Lecter, he said.
Anywho,
No politics, Rick. Come on.
But yeah, that role, when I first saw that movie, I was petrified of running into Anthony Hopkins in public because I thought he was going to eat me.
How old? Okay, I'm curious. How old were you?
11, 12?
21.
Okay, I would have thought you were younger. I don't know why.
I don't know. It's 10 or 11, 12, somewhere around there.
Okay, no, it makes sense.
I still get chills when I watch him in that movie. I think the best performance I've ever seen. There's other roles that come close to that, but I just, the way he was able to basically, steal that movie, and he was really only in it for like 10 minutes, I think.
Overall, maybe no more than that. No,
like 13, something like that.
Yeah,
really?
It wasn't
That's
a lot.
all.
It was between 10 and 15 minutes.
I that shocks me because he had such a big impact in that movie.
That's what I'm saying. That's how good he was, he's been another fantastic. He's also in Hannibal and Red Dragon, the other two movies in that series. But
okay, but his performances are good. Like, one thing, if it's Anthony Hopkins, the performance that he gives is going to be great. Even if the movie's not the best.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And he was in things, some movies, The Father, which was in 2020, which a little emotional for me because that was when my dad started getting really, really sick with dementia. That's a movie about a woman who tries to, she has to care for her father, and he kind of slowly starts getting dementia. Really, again, gripping performance from Anthony Hopkins in that film. I think he won an Academy Award for that one as well.
I believe so. I think that was when he beat out Chadwick Boseman.
Yes, I believe so. Fracture, great film. The Mask of Zorro, which I totally forgot he was in. The Right, which is a very, very good movie. Kind of a psychological thriller horror movie. And then also a movie from when Rick was a wee lad. That again, one of the first movies I ever watched, and I totally forgot. I knew John Hurt was in this. I completely forgot Anthony Hopkins played the doctor in this, but The Elephant Man, 1980. I don't know if you've seen that, Rick.
No, I didn't. I didn't know he was in it either, though. To be honest,
he was the doctor, so he was the guy that took in John Hurt's character.
Animal.
Yeah. He's in The Two Popes. I mean, again, his movie list it's a laundry list. I could sit here for a few days and go through it. Just absolutely fantastic in every role he did. And really, I think his portrayal of Hannibal Lecter is one of the, probably not even one of, it's the best performance I've ever seen on screen. Just absolutely fantastic. And that whole Academy Awards ceremony that Billy Crystal was hosting when he came out to open the show, he came out with the straight jacket in the journey thing with the mask on.
That was funny.
Yeah, just really, really funny. And again, I mean, that movie in general, I think won. I know he won for best supporting actor or actor. I can't remember which one. I think Jodie Foster won for actress. The movie itself, I believe, won best picture as well.
Yeah.
It really cleaned up, and rightfully so. I mean, just a really great psychological thriller horror movie. One of my favorites.
It puts the lotion on. That's for that movie, isn't it?
Whoa, Clarice. Quid. Yeah. Hello, Clarice.
The way he said Clarice was just.
I love his, and I mean, it's the movie's been out since the year I was born, so. But I don't want to spoil it, but I love his line at the end when he's on the phone with Clarice, and he's going, I need to go. I'm gonna have an old friend for dinner. Click, and she's going, Dr. Lecter, Dr. Lecter. And I'm going, oh boy.
Yeah.
Just a great film. And as I said, I think Anthony Hopkins is a treasure.
He was gonna eat his liver with some Chianti bean. No, some fava beans.
I ate his liver with a homemade Chianti and some fava beans.
Yeah, that's it.
It just the way he delivered the lines, like the way, and just his eyes too. Like it's like, oh my god, like I don't want to run into this man because I'm going to die and get eaten. Like that's how good he was. I was petrified of him for like a year after I saw that. And I think I might have told you guys the story. But when Silence of the Lambs came out, he was in a theater watching it, and there was a woman in front of him going, "Man, I'd be terrified if I ever ran into Hannibal Lecter." And then he, in the Hannibal Lecter voice, just goes, "I'm right here." She nearly jumped out the theater, and he's there laughing. Like, can you imagine?
It's only a movie.
But can you imagine if you're watching that for the first time and you hear that right behind you? Like, I'd have shat my pants.
Yeah, a little bit. Jump, you'd hit the guy next to you with your knee.
I went right through the ceiling of the theater.
Yeah.
But yeah, and really humble guy, really, really good guy too. Very humble. Yeah, I just love everything about him. I love all his movies. He's just I think, for me, like I said, for me, he's I think the greatest actor to ever live. But I think if you were to put a list together, he's got to be in the top 5. He's just that good.
A question now. So we're at the end of the 5. Are we in time constraint, or we'll go quickly through our honorable mentions?
I mean, I can go pretty quickly through mine. I mean, I have like 4 or 5, but I can go pretty quickly through them. No problem.
Okay, first, Harry's up first. You got one?
All right, yeah, I've got 3 honorable mentions. I was only gonna have 1. I cut it back from 5. I was gonna have just 1, but I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll have 3. Why not? I can't really go without mentioning these 3 guys. So how are we doing this, by the way? Are we going one at a time, or are we going?
Let's do that. Go, but try to keep it quick, everybody.
Yeah. All right. So my first honorable mention. He's an actor who is critically acclaimed. However, he is known to be a little bit of a hard guy to work with. At least he used to be. My first honorable mention is Edward Norton. Of course, Primal Fear, People vs. Larry.
No relation.
No relation to Matt. Yeah. American History X, Fight Club. The score, which was just filmed in Quebec, I believe in Montreal, actually, as well.
The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, The Incredible Hulk. Red Dragon, the connection to Anthony Hopkins.
Yes, it wasn't Red Dragon.
Yeah, The Italian Job, The Illusionist. Originally had a cameo in the Simpsons movie, but his voice got overdubbed.
The Illusionist is really good. Really, really good.
Still have not seen that one, unfortunately. Birdman Or, of course, he's in Birdman Or. Isle of Dogs, he was in that. And Motherless Brooklyn, which I thought was massively underrated. He was great in that. He was in Knives Out 2. Phenomenal actor. He's one of those guys that you see him in something, you know you're going to get a good performance out of him. You know he's going to be very captivating. Edward Norton's just a well-respected actor. I love every role that I've seen him in so far. I don't think I've seen a bad role out of him thus far. And I just love Edward Norton, seeing him in whatever movie he's in.
My number 1. 94-year-old Clint Eastwood. And the thing about Clint Eastwood is not only great actor, great director, and
he's a great writer too.
He can even sing, and he writes music and lyrics, and he sings. Check out Paint Your Wagon, and it's the most funny thing to see. I remember I saw this when I was a kid on TV. I turned it on. I think it was late at night too, and there's Clint Eastwood singing in a movie, and I thought, I don't get it. Anyways, Paint Your Wagon, check it out. All right, so just to go quickly, because he's got a lot of movies that I love.
Go ahead, make my day.
Yeah, he's going to be on it. 64, Fistful of Dollars. 65, For a Few Dollars More. Those were the spaghetti westerns. That's kind of how he got started off.
Those are the first 2 in the trilogy, and then the third one,
The Good, Bad, and the Ugly. Then he started to direct his own. Hang 'em High, and it might have been one of those others he directed. Anyway, I think I might have left one out that he High Plains Drifter or something. He started to direct his own. 1970, another one of my favorite war movies, Kelly's Heroes. Great, and if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's really good, and there's so many famous like Hollywood people in there, and you wouldn't expect, like Don Rickles, and he's good in it. And he's not funny. It's just he's good in it. So Kelly's Heroes. Dirty Harry in 71. Best known role. I think that's his best known role, right? Clint Eastwood. As many as he's had, Dirty Harry has to be what he's known for. Magnum Force, 73, another Dirty Harry. Then my favorite, if not my favorite Western, I think I said it was, The Outlaw Josie Wales, which he also directed. The Enforcer, Dirty Harry. Pale Rider, great Western. The Deadpool, I think that's like sort of like an unknown Dirty Harry movie, because I saw it after when I was an adult and didn't know it was a Dirty Harry movie, and that's the reason I did end up watching it. Unforgiven, one of his best Westerns, director and actor, other than, for me, Outlaw Josie Wales. In the Line of Fire, where he plays a Secret Service agent protecting the president. That was pretty good. Renee Russo was in that. She was pretty hot in that. Gran Torino. He was getting old, but that's the one where, get off my lawn. So, you know, that's famous. And I looked at that and I saw that's from 2008. And I went, what? That's 16 years ago already? God damn it, I'm getting old. Just to go over a couple of his directorial, High Plains Drifter, which was pretty good for that type of Western. Outlaw Josie Wales, Unforgiven. $1 Million Baby, the boxing one, great movie. Gran Torino was really good. And American Sniper, that's with, I never remember this guy's name.
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper. I don't know why.
It's with the fake baby.
Yeah. Really good movie. I like those kind of movies, and that was pretty good. That's it. I mean, Clint Eastwood, what else can you say about Clint Eastwood, right? For me, the best Western actor of my lifetime. I love Westerns. Matt, you're up. Or you can comment on Clint Eastwood. I don't care about it.
No, you know, for me, I think first up on my honorable mentions is Cillian Murphy. Obviously, if you're watching this, you can see him down in the corner there. Cillian Murphy down right in that corner. Peaky Blinders, which, you know, he's fantastic in. I love when I watch his stuff. I love the way he uses his eyes, you know, to kind of convey what's going on in his character's mind. He was in Batman Begins. He played Scarecrow. Fantastic.
First time I ever saw him was in a movie where he's got this girl hostage on an airplane. Red Light or something like that. That's the first time I ever saw him. I thought, man, this guy's eyes, the color, like, amazing. That just confirm what you said. That's all. And
yeah,
I like to hear my voice.
Yeah, and then obviously he was just in Oppenheimer, which was fantastic.
I was going to use the Oppenheimer, but I like Peaky Blinders, and I didn't see Oppenheimer for the picture.
Just a fantastic actor. Again, I think one of the best at using his eyes to portray what his character's thinking.
They're very
changes in his character. Just fantastic.
Yeah. Harry, number 2.
All right, my second honorable mention. By the way, I gotta say, Cillian Murphy and Clint Eastwood, good selections. We're sticking with the C first names for the my second honorable mention, and this was not a coincidence, I don't think. But my second honorable mention is Christopher Lloyd. Of course, everybody knows him. He's Doc Brown in Back to the Future.
Reverend Jim.
He's also
Taxi.
Professor Plum.
If you haven't seen that,
yeah,
you got to see Reverend Jim on Taxi.
That's true. Yeah, he was on Taxi. The One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I believe that was his first movie role. He played Professor Plum in Clue, which is a hilarious film. I believe I mentioned that one during my during when we did the top 5 favorite movies.
Yep.
I gotta mention this one. He did Mr. Mom with Michael Keaton, which almost flatlined Keaton's career right there.
He was in Mr. Mom.
Yeah, apparently he had a small role in there.
I didn't know that.
Judge Doom in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, of course, he was in that. He was Uncle Fester in the Addams Family films. He was pretty good in that. I'm trying to find. He reprised his role as from Taxi and Man on the Moon in a very small cameo in that one with Jim Carrey when he was kind of being an asshole during that era. He's done a lot more recently. Piranha 3D, which was really funny. Food Fight, which has an entire infamy around that film, which if you know, you know. If you don't, 2002 animated film that was made possible because of food sponsorships, that the hard drive for the film ends up getting stolen, and it takes 8 years to recover the animation that was going on to remake it. I should say it takes a decade to remake it, and it's not good. That's as much as I gotta say about that. And yeah, he has a role in that. He was in the second Sin City film. He did Nobody with Bob Odenkirk, Saul Goodman. Fantastic film. Love that movie. He's been doing a lot more recently in terms of, I guess you could say, bit parts. He was in 2 episodes of Cheers as well, Christopher Lloyd. And yeah, he's done some TV stuff, but he's one of those guys where you love to see him. Whenever he's in a role, you're going to get either extremely wacky Doc Brown-esque Christopher Lloyd, or you're going to get a very serious, this guy's a great actor, Christopher Lloyd. And no matter which one you get, you love it. And I'm a big fan of Christopher Lloyd, and I hope to see more of his stuff in the very near future. Love Christopher Lloyd.
Nice. All right, I've got... Shit, what happened to him? Okay, here's my next one. By the way, this is Clint Eastwood. In case you don't know Clint Eastwood, that's the Outlaw Joe's Wales. So my next guy is... this is his best known role, I think. Everyone knows him for this. Gladiator. So Russell Crowe. Yeah, I really like Russell Crowe. Gladiator was great, and he was ripped in that. And then if you see him today, he's as big as all three of us. So yeah, he's big. Yeah, amazing. But Russell Crowe. The first thing I saw him in, is you probably never heard of this, The Quick and the Dead. It was a really weird Western with some blonde. Who was it? Oh, what's her name from Casino and the spreading her legs there?
Sharon Stone.
Sharon Stone. It was really weird and like stylistic. That's the first thing I ever saw him in.
Yeah.
And then in '97 he did L.A. Confidential. If you haven't seen that, that's a really good movie. Then 2 years later, one of the best hockey movies ever, Mystery Alaska.
Yes, sir.
And at that point he was relatively still unknown here, I think, except then he did The Insider was a pretty big one. That was the whistleblower for the cigarette industry. He played that guy, and then Gladiator hit, and that was the biggest thing in 2000. Like Gladiator was everywhere, and he's best known for that. He did Proof of Life with Meg Ryan, and that's where they had an affair, and that really screwed up. Well, it was the beginning of his bad reputation, and it kind of screwed up Meg Ryan's goody two shoes reputation, because she was married to Dennis Quaid at the time. But now when you see what Dennis Quaid is doing, and like batshit crazy that he is, that you figure, yes, I'm glad she did that to him. A Beautiful Mind. I forget who he played in that. Another one I was really looking forward to when it came out. It was okay. 3:10 to Yuma. It's a Western. I like the actors in it, but the movie overall was just okay. Recently saw him in Prize Fighter, and he's big there, but that wasn't too bad. Prize Fighter. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's the movies I've seen. You may have seen him in one of his first ones, Romper Stomper. He was in Australia big for that because he's from Australia. And Russell Crowe. I don't know. Some people hate him, and some people love him. I really like him. Just don't watch Robin Hood. It's the most ridiculous thing, Robin Hood. Seeing him in tights like that. It was the most ridiculous thing. I couldn't stand it for more than a half hour. That's it. Matt's asleep. I bored him. Look at that. I bored him.
No, I think Russell Crowe is a good shout. For me, I think the next actor for an honorable mention is actually a young actor today, but I think he's taken the industry by storm. You know him primarily from Dune and Dune 2. Alicia and I actually also watched Wonka. He was fantastic in that. It's Timothée Chalamet. I think he's the best young actor in Hollywood right now. Both Dune films, he was spectacular.
I'm not on that.
Wonka, he was spectacular. He's been good in everything he's been in.
Didn't he play? Who played? What's his name? The oh shit! So blank. The guy in the wheelchair there with the who played that? Didn't he play him? He recently died there.
You're talking about Stephen Hawking?
Yeah. Who played?
That's Eddie Redmayne.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry.
Another great actor. Didn't make my list of my honorable mentions, but a great actor.
I don't think I've seen a Timothy.
Yeah, I think again for me it's because he's so young, but he's so good. Like if you haven't seen Dune or Dune 2, he is just absolutely fantastic. And like I said, I mean he can sing. He was pretty good in Wonka. Alicia and I like that movie a lot. Kind of the origin story for Willy Wonka. He's got some other stuff coming out. I don't know the names off the top of my head, but I had to mention him because I just think he's the next kind of one of those top tier, And again, he's so young. He's just going to get better and better.
Yeah, I would imagine for sure.
Just taking the industry by storm.
We lost our host
since Harry Rice left the chat.
I got one more.
Yeah, you want to go?
I added one.
Are we done talking about bad actors?
Oh, okay. He doesn't like Timothée Chalamet.
I fucking hate Timothée Chalamet. I cannot stand him.
Dude, he's so good.
No, he's
Well, granted, Harry Rice also thinks that Connor McDavid's overrated and crap. So I don't really think we can. I don't think we can really believe it.
I don't think he's bad. Where was he last night, Matt? That's all I gotta say. Where was he last night?
Bleeding from his chin with a stupid Band-Aid.
Nah, exactly.
Okay, let's talk about. We're not talking hockey here. Okay, so it's your turn. You got another one?
Yeah, I do have one more. I do have one more honorable mention, and legitimately, even though I don't like Timothée Chalamet, I'll respect your opinion, Matt. No problem there. All right, but legit, my third honorable mention is a guy that he's most known for being on TV. I would say he's most known for his brother, for playing the brother of Jimmy McGill, and that is going to be Michael McKean. I love Michael McKean in anything I've seen him in. He plays Chuck McGill in Better Call Saul. He was also in Clue. Here he plays Mr. Green. He plays Mr. Green in that. He is just absolutely hilarious. He's in Spinal Tap. He plays one of the band members in there. He's also in Airheads with Adam Sandler and Steve Buscemi and all of them. He has a bit part in that. He's pretty funny. He's also in Jack. Francis Ford Coppola's Jack. If we're gonna bring that up again. He's also in Mystery Alaska as well. He plays Mr. Walsh in that film. He's in Little Nicky.
What? I don't remember him in Mystery Alaska.
Yeah, apparently he played a guy called Mr. Walsh. Apparently he was in that movie.
Look at that. I don't remember.
Yeah. He was in The Producers, the remake with Matthew Broderick and Uma Thurman. He's also going to be in Spinal Tap 2. That's currently filming. Yeah, he's in the Weird Al story with Daniel Radcliffe. That I've heard is a pretty funny parody of a biopic. He's done a lot of roles on TV.
I didn't know that was Daniel Radcliffe that played him.
Yeah. In the Weird Al movie, he looks like he did a pretty good job. And then he's done a lot of TV stuff. Too much for me to mention. He was on an episode of Law and Order. Like I said, he did Chuck McGill. He was Chuck McGill on Better Call Saul. Of course, I got to mention it. He did a couple episodes of SpongeBob. Of course,
he was on Laverne and Shirley. He was Lenny of Lenny and Squiggy.
Oh yeah,
you have to be older to know that one.
Yeah, he was in one episode of the show Billions. He apparently in the reboot of Rugrats plays Lou Pickles, which get the money, I guess. And it's just a guy. He's also done a lot of stage acting. Michael McKean's a fine actor. He can play comedic, he can play dramatic. I love those types of actors. Michael McKean, just top tier actor. You know you're gonna get something good whenever you see him in a film.
Yeah, no, he's good, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, I get my last one. I don't have a list of things, but this is my only young actor. Now, I wanted to put him on originally, and I realized that's probably a bit of a reach, but I really like this guy, and that is from Letterkenny, from Shoresy, and from 1902, Jared Keeso. I don't know why. I just like this guy.
Funny.
I don't know why. If I was
a great writer.
If I was a woman,
really
I'd want to be dating a guy like that, I guess. I don't know. It's like one of those bromance things. It's kind of weird. But I really like Jared Key. So if you haven't seen 19-2, Canadian show taking place in Montreal, as Montreal, really interesting there. Good show. Letterkenny, Shoresy, just great stuff. He's done a few movies, but it's basically from that, a guy I would love to meet. Basically because he loves Montreal. When he did 19-2, his favorite city, he was asked that in an interview. Favorite city to live in? Montreal. So gotta like the guy from that. But yeah, Jared Key. So if you haven't seen Shoresy or Letterkenny, hey, check that out. It's really good. And that's it. He doesn't have a list of stuff. He played Don Cherry in a movie years ago. I don't know. I didn't see it, but I know he played Don Cherry. That's all I know.
Yeah. So I have two more.
Just go over them quick.
First one, Robert De Niro. Not just for the gangster films, Goodfellas, Casino, The Godfather Part 2, but also Taxi Driver, fantastic in that film.
You talking to me?
Also Jodie Foster's first.
Are you looking at me?
Kind of one of her first film roles.
Yeah.
And again, she may or may not be on my list of favorite female actors. But also Cape Fear, very, very good in Cape Fear. Terrorizing.
Oh God, yeah, Cape Fear. I mean, he was scary almost in Cape Fear.
Oh yeah. There's a couple other ones I can't think of off the top of my head. The Irishman, that was on Netflix. That he was pretty good in that. Frank Sheehan. Yeah, I mean, just again, he's done so many movies, so many great parts. But really, for me, is Casino and Goodfellas were kind of the first movies I saw him in. I think a lot of people kind of, when they think of De Niro, they obviously think of those gangster movies. But Cape Fear is just another favorite movie of mine that he was just so convincing and so terrifying.
One. What was the boxing one?
Oh, yes.
Raging Bull?
Holy crap.
Raging Bull.
Raging Bull, yes. Yeah. Very, very good in Raging Bull.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Yeah, just so good. And again, just so many great films that weren't gangster films. Just really good. I also want to mention Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke, great actor. I know Rick likes Ethan Hawke a lot. Really good in The Black Phone. A couple other psychological thrillers he was in that I really, really liked. I can't remember the names of right now, but
and very famous for cheating on Uma Thurman with a waitress in a restaurant from Montreal when he was doing a movie here. I can't remember the name of the movie. Taking Lives. Just thought I'd throw that out. So he was hated for because of that, and it took him a while to get his reputation back.
I mentioned the last one quickly too, because I know he's kind of a little controversy around him right now. But Zachary Quinto too, I think he's a very good actor. Really good in the second season of American Horror Story and Asylum, and I think he played Spock perfectly in the.
Wasn't he Lost? Was he in Lost?
He might have been. I'm not sure.
No, not Lost. The other one at the same time, Heroes.
Might have been. I know him again. I know him as Spock in the new Star Trek movies, which I think honestly he played the part very, very well. Not as good as Leonard Nimoy. No one's ever going to be that good, but very good there. I mean, didn't have a lot of screen time in The Artemis, but I really liked The Artemis. That was a great movie. He was in that as well. So was Jodie Foster. And yeah, I mean that's my list of honorable mentions.
I got nobody else. I mean, I could, but like Michael.
Yeah,
Caine,
I mean, I think all of us could.
Yeah, we could probably go forever, but we're running out of time. So yeah, we should wrap it up, I guess. It's almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
Captain, my captain.
Well, Captain, my captain.
Yeah. So, no. I was just thinking if I wanted to mention any other honorable mentions.
Oh, okay.
I do agree with Matt about Ethan Hawke. By the way, one of the finest actors in the last 20 years. Fucking absolutely love Ethan Hawke. He's incredible. Just want to mention, by the way, the Before trilogy, phenomenal set of films. If you haven't seen those yet, please go do so because they are all very, very good. But yeah, aside from that, I guess we can wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you stuck. Yeah, thank you guys for coming on again. We hope to do this again for you guys. If you guys enjoy if you guys enjoyed this video and you haven't checked out the other two that we've done yet, go check those out. Hit the like and subscribe button, because we are going to be doing more of this. I'm also going to be coming up live doing some more videos, of course, over the summer
and also
during the season.
Let us know who your favorite actors are right there in the comments.
Yes, absolutely. Let us know who your favorite actors are, favorite male actors, because we'll probably come up here and do some female actors as well in the future, I would think. So yeah, don't forget to check out Rick and Matt over on Talking Habs and Don't Puck with Media.
And yourself.
Well, I'm over there occasionally. I'm over there on the Don't Puck with Media channel.
Don't Puck with Media. Don't tell yourself.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, all right, go check us out on the Talking Habs and Don't Puck with Media. That'd be greatly appreciated. Yeah, that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do not forget to again like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share, and everything, which includes, but it's not limited to, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and everything else, all that good stuff. Check out the links in the description, including Talking Habs, Don't Puck with Media, and all my stuff down there as well. Thank you guys again for watching. My name is Rice, and I am out. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. Love you guys. Bye.
Thanks for having us, everybody. Ciao.